Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. For many women, finding the man of their dreams can be a tough task.
Certainly can.
But oftentimes, what's even more tough is when Prince Charming has children from a previous marriage. Being a stepmom and creating the perfect blended family can be a rocky road.
A real tough road for a lot of women. So ladies, if you are facing the second wife scenario, guess what? You're in luck. There's a guide written just for you. Joining us now is the author of the Second Wives Guide, Angela Vassallo. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's so lovely to be here in Tampa.
So let's talk about why you had to write this book.
Oh, well, look, I've been part of my blended family for over 10 years now. But what I've noticed is that the family dynamic is really changing. And you've got like blended families that are becoming like the norm, you know. And I knew that there needed to be a book out there that I could write to be able to help a lot of these women through these tricky situations. So that's why I wrote the Second Wives Guide.
When reading through it, you mentioned several times creating that harmonious home. That sounds so nice.
Yeah.
Is that the most difficult part, and how long does that really take?
It takes a while, but the thing is, statistically, the second marriage is not great for it to last. And I knew that, and I just thought I'm on a mission to help as many second wives as I can, you know, help them with keeping their blended families together. And I think building that harmony is so important, but it does take a while, and I think you really need to understand how to do that, and that's why I wrote the guide, to give them the tips through that.
What were some of the biggest challenges that you faced as the second wife?
Well, I always say when you first meet the man, you see him, you fall in love with him, but what you don't see is this village of people all standing behind him that all have an impact and an influence on your marriage. And so for me, I always thought that I needed to assimilate into that village. I thought I needed to be accepted. I had this disease to please everybody like me, because you go through life where most people you get along with and like you, and then you come into something like that, like the village, and they're like, no, we don't want to know her, we don't want her. And it's just difficult because it does help, it does affect your self-esteem, so you really do need to be able to work on that. So I think understanding that you do need to work on your personal growth is probably one of the biggest challenges that I found that I faced when I first started.
But you've taken what was a tough time in your life and turned it to an absolute positive, not just for yourself, but for so many women. You took a challenge, became an entrepreneur, and now look where you are. What advice do you have for women who want to be an entrepreneur and take that next step or leap of faith?
I think just really focus on, if you want to build your blended family, really focus on, you know, bringing some harmony into your blended family if you can do that. I think being an entrepreneur is one thing, but I really knew if I brought the book out, it's really going to help a lot of women understand what they're going to go through, what to expect, because I certainly didn't know what to expect. I went in with rose-coloured glasses. I was very naive.
As most women do.
You know, and even on my, when I was on my honeymoon, I remember one man saying to me, "Oh, so you're the second wife?" And it was just such a condescending tone. It was such a shock to me. I almost choked on my prawn cocktail, thinking to myself, okay, so this is the way it is. But you don't really realise that until you become part of it. So that's why I talk a lot about working on your self-esteem and, you know, doing the personal growth that you need to do and just letting things go and focus on the things that you can be in control of, not the things that you can't be in control of.
Find your confidence.
Yes.
Of course you want the kids to love you.
Yes, of course.
The toughest part right there? I mean, you've got the guy. Now you've got to work on the kids.
Yeah, and look, I think with the children, it's very much about validation. I really think everybody wants to feel like that they have a place in the home. They want to feel like they're accepted, that they're all part of it, and I think as the second wife, you have more power than you know to be able to bring that together. And if you can do that, really work on validating their lives and they're part of the family and the type of thing.
Glad it's working out for you.
Yeah.
That's great.
You.
And it's great that you're giving that advice to so many women out there.
A lot of women need it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, if you'd like to order Angela's book, The Second Wives Guide, you can go to secondwiveshq.com.
And there you can also read her blog and sign up for her newsletter. We will be right back with more Daytime, so don't go away.